All right, we're back with another food for thought. If you are interested, please be sure to check out my food for thought playlist, where basically we just travel through my mind as I grow older, as I become wiser, and as I learn different things and I express them and whatever. Go check it out. So, this particular video is about something that pops into my mind very randomly. You guys know I'm very heavily Mercury based within my chart. Mercury has a very big role within who I am as a person. So that's thought, that's messaging, communication, thought forms, thinking, you name it. Okay, the brain. So I received this message and I thought, let's talk about it. So the thought was, everyone has a place in this world. Allow it to exist. As many thoughts that you've had over the span of your life, there is a place and frequency of which a person exists. So what this means is, or what I gathered from that, is as many thoughts as you've had. If you think about every single thought that you've had within this lifetime, or even just today, that thought has become dense for someone, at least one person. Meaning, when you catch a thought, when you think of something, someone already else has brought that down into a very earthy, practical existence. So that goes into the saying, nothing new. What is it? There's nothing new under the sun. In other words, when there's a thought, someone already exists in that space. Someone already lives in that. Someone already dwells in that. So if you think about how your thoughts have transformed over time and how they've matured, or maybe how they've changed, that understanding alone, like, you have to allow people to exist in the world that they live in. So you can't be upset if someone doesn't agree with you, because they don't live in your universe. They don't live in the thought bubble that you exist in currently. Just like you're going to change your thought processes over time. So the reason I think this is coming up is because, with the whole religion situation, or just sectors of spirituality and people claiming their sit, basically, of spirituality, the reason why this is very unnecessary, in my opinion, is because your connection to God is your connection. Just like, okay, let's make it very simple. Sports. We could break this down into the actual sport that you like, and you can think whatever you like is the best, or we can break it down into the sport team within one sport. People will never agree, right? And then it goes even deeper. Who's the best player in the sport? Who's the best player on the team? You know what I'm saying? Like, it will always go deeper. And this is the same thing with thought processes and how we understand things in its totality. So me, as a person who is just a very deep thinker when it comes to spirituality and philosophy and things like that, and history and things, I have my own understanding of what's real. And mind you, like, it does change, like, certain things, but there's certain things within what I understand that has never changed. There are certain things that I've learned and that I practice that will never change. But for me to go to another person and say, hey, what you believe is wrong, or to say, you're silly for still believing in such and such, that is very, like, weird. It's very strange to me. When it comes to, I'll give you an example. Astrology. I'm really big on astrology. And I'm a person, because I understand astrology, it makes sense to me. Like, when I look at charts, I understand it. Like, I didn't even have to do much, like, research to understand it. It, like, literally made sense to my brain when I was reading the symbols and things. Like, there's something to it for me. So when someone tells me astrology is fake, initially I want to get upset, because it's a whole science behind it, right? There's a whole history attached to it. It literally is, I always tell people, it's the science of time. It literally documents how things will go. Like, and I just think it's so freaking cool. But you have people who believe it's fucking crap. They believe that none of it is real. And for them to say that, it will, at least at one time, it bugs me, or it did bug me. Okay, it bugs me. It makes me upset. And the reason being is because it threatened my universe, which I've created so much and understood so much from. And that's a lot. And it's the same thing for any other belief that you may have. But a person like me, just using myself as an example, I will look at that person and wonder what in their chart would naturally influence them to believe astrology is not real. In other words, if I believe astrology is real, and it makes sense to me for every single person on this earth, then surely there must be placements, houses, planets, astrological events that will cause that person to not believe in astrology. And that's what I think most people would have to do. If you believe in something very strongly, you have to also understand the duality, because I believe that goes into nature, that goes into everything. So building your own thoughts in your reality, just remember, people live in their own as well. And you don't have to prove what you believe. You just have to understand why you believe that, what you believe. Why is that your thought process? And if you can't find a stable grounding in what you believe, then that means you're probably not in the right thought process, and you're probably thinking after someone. You're probably like following someone that is not your same frequency. You understand what I'm saying? So allow yourself to think, allow yourself to have thoughts, allow yourself to find your own bubble that makes sense, and allow yourself to change. It's okay to change your mind on things. That's kind of why it's important to not just go full force on something until you have actual, unless it stays with you, you know what I mean? There's some things that I can't tell people why I believe it. I can't tell them the reasons why I know what I believe to be true is true. I can't tell them the examples. I can't tell them the experiences that I've had to know that certain things are true, because they won't understand it. It's not for them. Every thought is not for everybody. But in that same breath, I will tell you, everything is mind. Everything is mind. It sounds like everything is mine, but that's for a reason. Whatever your mind is wherever it's at, that's your state of being. Okay? So it's not to say that you have to tell everyone what to do. Just know that that's your domain. Don't let anyone infiltrate what you feel is yours, but don't tell everybody else what to do. It's not your place. It's just not. Everyone has a role. Let them play it so that everything can work cohesively. The problem starts to happen when we all start to tell each other what to do. That's the problem. And I just wish we would stop freaking doing that. But at the same time, there's a place for that confrontation. There's a place for that because it challenges other people. So even the conflict has a place. You understand what I'm saying? All right, y'all. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank y'all for listening. I love y'all. See you in the next one. Bye.